Legally, this is all resolved.
Yes, it is.
And how long has that been for?
Only a couple of weeks, and now we've all signed off on something.
And you're happy with it?
I'm happy enough with it. I'm not out there trying to twist the knife at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look at this with some level of compassion, some level of wisdom.
But do you feel like you've been kicked out of the family?
I do, but I don't feel that it was something that was my doing.
But that's gotta hurt.
It hurt for a while. I did walk around for a few months with a very visceral reaction to that.
Lindsey Buckingham has a 43-year history with Fleetwood Mac. He helped shape their classic sound and wrote some of their biggest hits. In January, the band was honored at the Music Cares benefit Grammy weekend. But it would be Buckingham's last performance with Fleetwood Mac. 2 days later, he heard from their manager.
Irving Azoff called me up, and he was basically screaming at me.
He was screaming at you?
He was screaming at me on the phone saying, "You've really done it this time." And I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
He said, "Stevie never wants to be on stage with you ever again." And I'm going, why?
Was Lindsey effectively fired?
Well, we don't use that word because I think it's ugly.
Bandmates Mick Fleetwood and Stevie Nicks blamed it on Buckingham's reluctance to sign off on a new tour.
This team wanted to get out on the road, and one of the members did not want to go out on the road for a year.
Buckingham insists he'd agreed to postpone his own solo tour to join the band. But he says Azoff told him Nicks didn't like his behavior at the Music Cares event, that she complained he smirked behind her when she gave her acceptance speech.
It appeared to me that she was looking for something to hang on me in order to instigate some kind of a coup. Irving told me a couple of days later that she'd given the band an ultimatum and either I had to go or she was going to go.
Do you have any sense of why Stevie would have reached this point?
I don't know. None of it makes sense to me. You know, Fleetwood Mac, the five of us together is, in my mind, is a very sacred thing.
Buckingham and Nicks were a duo, professionally and romantically, when they joined Fleetwood Mac together in 1975. But they broke up during the recording of the landmark Rumors album. The song, Go Your Own Way, is about their breakup.
I was not the one doing the leaving. She left me. But there was never really any chance to get anything like closure because that takes perhaps some distance.
It means there's stuff in there that you really haven't ever quite resolved?
I would think so.
How would you describe your relationship with Stevie?
My relationship with Stevie is fragmented.
Yeah.
I think there's still a lot of love there.
Over the years, have you two communicated outside of the formal structure of the band at all?
Sure, in sort of spurts though. In 2011, when I did my solo album Seeds We Sow, I spent a ton of time over at her house and we got along great. I mean, the chemistry is the chemistry.
Yeah, and there is a chemistry.
There is.
Have you spoken to any of the band members?
I have not actually spoken to any of the band, and it's been almost a year now.
Nobody?
Nobody. I have had only in the last couple of weeks, I have gotten an email, which I expected to get from Christine McVie.
Buckingham and McVie recorded an album together last year and went on tour.
She wrote me an email and basically said, "Dearest Lindsey, just know that I had nothing to do with any of this. Know that I miss you so much." She said, "I believe deep in Stevie's heart that she would like you to come home."
What did you take that to mean?
That maybe underneath everything, Stevie would like to see me back already, that maybe she feels ambivalent about what's going on. This could be just Christine expressing wishful thinking or expressing something that she thinks will make me feel better.
Buckingham says he's open to getting back with Fleetwood Mac, but isn't expecting a reunion.
Have you made peace with the fact you might not ever perform?
I'm pretty much figuring that I won't, because a lot of people who know how convoluted Fleetwood Mac's politics have been, will say 2 years from now they're gonna. And I'm like, I'm not so sure. You know, it's something is a little different this time.
Yeah. What is that? You don't know.
I'm not sure.
Instead, Lindsey Buckingham has spent the year putting together a retrospective of his solo work and will tour behind it into the new year.
You're enjoying being on the road by yourself.
I'm not someone who necessarily likes to look back. I like to look forward, and that certainly served me well this year. But I was quite taken by curating a 35-year plus body of work. To be able to go out and celebrate that has been really very cathartic. Yeah, so I am having a great time.